Yeah, man, it's the one only DJ Chase, the pregame party Miss podcast, right here, WDJCDB, DJ Chase Radio, man. The official stream. You know this, man. This episode is brought to you by College Radio Directory. Use the promo code DJ Chase and Groover, the hottest platform to get in touch with players, curators, people like myself. Real feedback, real people, not bots, real people on Groover. You know this, man. And today we feature up and coming boom bap artist, my guy Syclonus, in the building today. You know this, man. He represents all over. So I was gonna say South Carolina. I was gonna say New York. I was gonna say Colorado. I was gonna say Rhode Island. But we got Cyclonus in the building. What's going on, King? How you feeling today, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm excited, really ready to get this thing going.
Yeah, for sure, man. So with that being said, I wanna talk about your background a little bit. I want people to get to know who you are. I want people to because you make dope music, you make good music. And with that being said, man, first and foremost, so let's talk about your background. You're originally from Charleston, South Carolina, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Gotcha.
Charleston born. I was born in Charleston, moved to New York when I was young, lived in New York till about 7 years old. Then I moved to Colorado, then back to South Carolina, then back to Colorado, South Carolina, then Rhode Island. So I've been bouncing all over the place.
Gotcha. So where would you say that you settle in at? Where would you settle in, Rhode Island or Colorado?
I was honestly Rhode Island, because Rhode Island is my most comfortable spot so far. I think it fits my type of personality. So
yeah, what part of Rhode Island?
East Providence.
Oh, East Providence. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I had DJ out there in Providence too. A few was it last year? I think it was last year. Yeah, I did your Providence last year. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a nice little. It's so small though. Like you drive, you right through Boston. You drive over that bridge. You right in Boston. So
yeah, like 5 minutes from my house. I drive
yeah.
5 minutes from my house, and I'm already in Massachusetts. So
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. And how was it growing up in Rhode Island for you? Like, what made you feel comfortable settling in Rhode Island?
Just because it's so small and so quiet. I'm a quiet individual. I like to keep to myself most of the time.
Yeah,
Just indulge in like
yeah,
nature. Write my music or whatever, and it kind of fits that type of personality. Not too loud, not too quiet, nothing like that. So
yeah.
I think that's what kind of made it easy for me to settle in here.
What inspired you to be an artist?
All right, so I always say my biggest inspiration to want to do rap music is Lupe Fiasco. Lupe kind of, that was like the first artist that really made me want to do this because of how I grew up. I wasn't really, I didn't grow up the same way as like Nas or Jay-Z or Busta Rhymes, things like that. That wasn't really how I kind of came up. So that style wasn't really something that I thought I could do because it wouldn't be true to myself. So then when Lupe dropped, I remember when my dad came home with the Food and Liquor album, which is my favorite rap album of all time.
Yeah.
And when he played that album, Kick Push played, and I remember hearing that, and it was like, oh, you could really do this without the whole gang affiliation or whatever.
Yeah.
You could just, sit back, kick rounds about skateboarding or whatever, and that to me was just so dope. So that kind of inspired me to be like, okay, maybe I can actually do this. And obviously it took time, from then on, but that was really my inspiration to want to do this.
Nice. All right, and with that being said, hold on one second. So I want to ask you this question. So when you first heard Food and Liquor, and all right, so let's do this. All right, what you got? I'm gonna ask you a question. You got the Cool or Lasers? What you got?
I like Lasers. Lasers is dope, but I gotta go.
Gotcha. Yeah. The Cool is dope too. Lasers. He went too mainstream on Lasers for me.
Yeah, I agree. Still dope nonetheless, but I agree.
For sure. And and being such a like you moved around a lot and settled in different places. Like who from Rhode Island do you listen to? You listen to any Rhode Island artists? I know the Rhode Island has like a lot of underground artists, but do you listen to anybody from Rhode Island?
There's not really a lot of people that my music genre is so like so wide. I listen to so many different musicians and artists. It's not really just rap.
Yeah.
So not necessarily anyone. I'm stuck in the old school ways. I listen to a lot of older artists.
Yeah.
soul, R&B, rap, and whatnot. So not really anybody that I found new that really kind of has piqued my interest yet. But I haven't really done a lot of searching. So
Mm. Got you. And did you like and going up in school? Did you like study music in school or anything like that?
no,
Yeah.
actually, so quick little break on my music career or whatever. I didn't really start rapping until 2021.
Mm.
So yeah, music, obviously, like I said, with the whole Lupe thing that inspired me, but I was never really like, okay, maybe this is something that I should really do.
Mm.
Obviously, growing up how I grew up, it was kind of like, okay, whatever is the best way and the quickest way to get to the money, I guess.
Yeah.
Because obviously growing up didn't really have much of that, so it was like, okay, whatever can get me to that quickly
Mm.
is the route I'm gonna take. And music was just okay. It's a process. It's not
Mm.
something that you can expect results tomorrow.
Yeah, it
So
takes a long time. Yeah.
exactly. So I was like, I think I could do it, but let me, I don't want to put that at the forefront because I got other things I gotta handle.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
it wasn't until 2021 when I was like, okay, after COVID had popped off, I was like, you know what? Why not? Why not just,
Mm.
try my hand in it and start just writing stuff, start recording, maybe do something.
Yeah,
And then it really kind of was like, okay, maybe I can actually do this. So that was like my foot
yeah.
on the gas. So,
Yeah, for sure. And all right, so I got one more for you. Kendrick or J. Cole? Who you got?
oh, J. Cole, J. Cole,
Over Kendrick?
J. Cole. Listen, outside, so
Kendrick new
outside
album
of
is Kendrick new album is fire.
Hendrix's new album is fire for sure, but it's the same thing I tell my dad because my dad blows a gasket when I tell him that.
Mm.
Um, J. Cole, outside of Lupe, J. Cole is so post Nas era.
Mm.
J. Cole is my second favorite rapper behind Lupe. Yeah, he recently put the warm up Friday Night Lights on Spotify, and those are like two of my favorite mixtapes ever. I
Yeah,
love those. J. Cole would be my second biggest inspiration behind Lupe. So that's
yeah.
why it's like, yeah, I did 1000% J. Cole. Kendrick is dope, don't get me wrong. But yeah, it's for me, it's definitely J. Cole.
I got one more exclusive one. All right, Guru or MF Doom? Who you got?
Damn,
Yeah, yeah.
damn. I love Doom. I love Doom. But I'm gonna go Guru. Yeah, Guru is just the way he flows, attacks the beat, and just his delivery is just so iconic to me.
Yeah,
And just it's kind of like what when I rap, I kind of go for that smooth, kind of soft, mellow tone kind of vibe, and
yeah,
that's why Guru is kind of why I was like, okay, that's kind of dope, Let me do that.
yeah.
So yeah, definitely Guru.
Got you. And with that being said, man, who would be your dream feature? Like, who would be your like if dead or alive? Who would you somebody say? You know what? I want to get them on my album. Who would it be?
Oh snap. Okay, man, that's tough. This one is tough for sure. Um, all right, I'm gonna give you three people because picking one is just so is difficult. So I'm gonna give you three names.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna go Tupac. Tupac is definitely one.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
I'm gonna go Nas and Lupe, and I'm gonna go Lupe. Those are
Okay,
my three.
got you. Okay, that's not a bad line. That's a good lineup.
Yeah,
For
so
sure, for sure. And if you had one place to tour, where would you be your dream place to do a show at? Like if overseas, locally, internationally, domestically, where would one place that you would want to do a show at?
I never really thought of that. One place that I would my dream spot or whatever.
To perform, yeah.
Um, Probably New York, and here's why.
Okay.
New York, New York is where that's like where rap started,
Mm,
And if I could go in New York and do a show in New York and people receive it well, then I know I can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I know that if New York can accept and really appreciate my ability, then I'm not worried about anywhere else. So I would
Yeah.
definitely say New York.
Yeah, I'm a New Yorker, so New York is tough. Like I've DJ'd, a lot of places in New York. And once again, I'm from New York and I've dealt with crazy stuff DJing and things like that. So I understand what you're saying. So got you. Now, let's talk about this name K Dot. Let's talk about this K Dot. Who is K Dot J? Who is K Dot J?
Okay. So K.J, when I first started, I was like, okay, I didn't really know what name to go by. And I was kind of like, okay, what really matters is the rhymes. Nobody really, your name ain't really all of that. That's what I
Mm,
thought at the time. So I was like, okay, my dad goes by Kurt with a K, and everybody calls me Kurt Jr.
mm,
So that's when they took Kurt Jr. for short is KJ. So I was like,
yeah.
okay, KJ, A K, and then a dot, and then a J.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Cyclones,
okay, K dot J.
Cyclones, try not to move around too much because it don't freeze your camera.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it would freeze. Yeah, don't move. Try not to move too much. Yeah, you good.
But no, yeah, that's kind of how K dot J became a thing. I was just like, okay, K dot J, boom, like that. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
that's kind of, yeah, the background on that name is real simple.
And how did you come with the name Cyclonus?
Now, Syclonus was something I came up with this year because last year I kind of took like a little pause or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let me really, really find what I'm looking for in my music. Because obviously there's songs that I've recorded that I haven't put out that didn't really sit right with me.
Mm,
I was like, okay, this isn't really what I'm going for. So let me just take a break, try to figure out what it is I'm trying to look for.
mm,
And listening to all different types of music kind of inspired me to go back at it. So I was like, okay, let me start fresh as a clean slate. Let me do something fresh.
mm,
And I was like, okay, I was trying to find a name that really kind of symbolized the impact that I was trying to prescribe. And I
mm,
was like, okay, I started off with Cyclone. Cyclone was like, okay, this is a cyclone is something that I did a whole bunch of research on it. It was like, okay, cyclone,
mm.
something that spins counterclockwise. I was like, okay, counterclockwise is opposite from clockwise, opposite from the norm, what people are doing now. That's me. I'm 24 years old, but I live my life opposite than most 24-year-olds. So I was
Mm.
like, cool, that's that. Then my name is spelled with an S. Cyclone is spelled with a C. So I
Mm.
switched that, put an S. And
Yeah.
then I was like, cool, Cyclone might work. And then I went on Spotify one day and I saw somebody named Cyclone spelled with an S. So I was like, all right, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
And then I thought about Transformers. One of my favorite Transformers, Decepticon Cyclonus. So I was like, okay, Cyclonus spelled with a C. Let me flip that, put an S there, and boom. That's how I got that name. Kind of put that all together like that.
Yeah.
So that's really where that came from.
Got you. And I'm sitting here writing in my notes, and I want to know, like, you also a big sports guy. Like, you
Yeah.
plays football, basketball, and baseball. Do you incorporate that into your music?
Um, a little bit,
Mm,
not so much. Obviously I love sports and in little ways I'll try to put it in the music, incorporate it there. But for the most part, I kind of keep them separate, you
mm.
know.
Yeah.
So I
Got you.
just yeah.
All right, let's talk about this new project, Cyclonus, the self-titled album, 12 tracks of heat. It's very cohesive. It has a unique sound to it. Like it's very jazzy, it's very infused with fusion. It's really, boom bap. It's really that. You know what I'm saying? How was it recording your first full project? Well, is this your first full project, right?
Yes it is.
Yeah, how was it recording your first full project?
It was exciting, man. It was relatively easy. I'm not gonna lie, which
Mm,
was not what I expected at all.
mm,
Um, I just wanted to do something that I could listen to. Because
mm,
I've always heard a bunch of different artists talk about, oh, I'll record a song and then I can't go back and listen to my own thing.
mm.
And I'm like, okay, I don't understand how, because I listen to their music and I'm like, yo, there's no way you can't listen to this.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let me make something that not only people can enjoy, but I can enjoy myself.
Mm,
And like I said, I listened to so many different artists, so much music that I wanted to try to incorporate different sounds into my own project.
Mm.
So it was a long process because it took, like I said, I've been working on this since 2022.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely worth it to me. It was easy. I had a lot of help. My friends come help me out, and a bunch of different people give me opinions here and there, different sounds and things I could use, and it was like
Mm.
okay, so it all kind of fitted into what I wanted to do, so it worked out well.
Nice, nice, nice. And with that being said, did you work with how many producers you work with on this project?
I worked with two
Mm.
producers. One of them, so a lot of people can hear it, and you could tell the kind of the change in quality between some of the songs.
Mm.
Most notably, "Get Funky Now," "Another Story to Tell," and no, I think it's just those two. Those
Yeah.
two I recorded in my friend's closet. So he had a studio in his house, and I went
Yeah.
in his closet and recorded those two. The
Yeah.
other ones I recorded at the spot in Providence called the Boiler Room Studio.
Mm.
Yeah, shout out to Merck there. He really helped me out a lot,
Yeah.
and yeah, everything else was recorded there.
For sure, for sure. And one of my favorite tracks you talked about it off air, Soul Food. I love the record. Actually I like that better than me myself and I like Soul Food. Soul Food is a bop.
Really,
Like, yeah, Soul
Merck.
Food. Yeah. What inspired that record?
Um, Honestly, I I was on my lunch break one day, and I was just sitting in the car, and I was just like, I was just thinking about anything, trying to think of stuff to, put on the album. And I was like, okay. Started thinking about food, started thinking about soul food, and then I was like, okay, let me just cook up soul food. That's the first thing that popped in my head was cook up soul food. And then it's like, okay, cooking up soul food just to lighten the mood. And then from there, I was like, okay, I can turn this into something. And
Mm.
I just, from then on, I was just writing. I got a 30-minute break. So in 30 minutes, I just wrote everything that came to my mind.
Yeah.
And that was really it. I was
Yeah.
just, yeah,
For sure, for sure. And with that being said, I want to ask you this question right now. This project, like I said, is 12 tracks. Was it hard narrowing down the amount of tracks you put on this project?
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, there's one track in particular that, although I love the track, it didn't really fit with how I wanted to order the
Mm.
track or
Yeah, yeah.
order the album or whatever.
Yeah.
It'll be released soon, but yeah, the one track is called "The Definition of Ill." That track to me was like I wrote that in like 20 minutes. I had a dream about the song. Woke up, wrote the song. It was everything I've been looking for was in
Yeah.
that song. It just didn't fit with how I wanted to order it.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, because I was going for a order list that kind of flowed together, so you could hear the first song into the second song, into the third, fourth, and
Mm.
so on and so forth. So it kind of sounded like it was put together properly, and that one just didn't fit.
Yeah.
There's a couple other ones that were like that. Originally, I was planning for like 20 songs. 20 was what I was going for. My grandma was like, hold on now, pause, let them know who you are first, kind of break it down into two different things first, so you're not bombarding people with just one big thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had to kind of choose between some of my favorites to put on there. Obviously, some of the ones that I liked more than maybe some that I put on there, I held off on because of how I wanted the album to go. So
Mm. Got you.
yeah, it
Got
was
you.
definitely difficult, but
Yeah.
I think
For sure, man. And we could do this all day. And I want to ask this, right? Do you want to be signed to like a indie label, like an indie boom bap label, or you want to stay independent on your own? You want to start your own label, or you want to try for a major label? What's up?
um to be honest, whatever opportunity is open is the
Mm.
one that I will go for.
Yeah.
I'm a very humble individual. I think that if I'm given the opportunity, I'm not gonna turn it down just because of maybe some people would think that, it's kind of crazy, but
Mm.
whatever opportunity is given is the one I'm gonna jump for.
Mm.
Obviously I want to be able to, move forward in this thing and really take this serious, really do this for a living or whatever. But whatever door opens first, whatever path is the best is the one that I'll choose. So it really doesn't. Whichever one is available is the one I'm taking. So.
Got you. For sure. And what's the future for Syclonus? Like, what is this? Once again, we already discussed like being signed or waiting for the opportunity to come to you. But do you feel like what you should plan to create the opportunity for yourself? And with that being said, what's the future for Syclonus?
Right now I'm really trying to push this mixtape. I'm planning on performing at different places. There's some places that I'm trying to look at in Rhode Island. Nothing official right now, so I don't want to really say anything right now. But there's places that I want to try to go to throughout the state, perform. One thing I can say is, obviously this is in time, but summer next year I'm going to be going to Colorado to perform over the summer in Colorado. So that's something that's coming up. But yeah, just really going out, local clubs, things like that, to really kind of push the name so everybody around know who Syclonus is. So that's really what I'm looking forward to right now.
Yeah, for sure. This interview is definitely going to help so people can learn about you, and we're going to get you out there a little bit more. And like I said, my show is, I deal with all types of artists, creatives, boom, bap, you know what I'm saying? I deal with everybody. I talk to everybody, lawyers and things like that. And with that being said, my very last question is this: like, you a new artist, you still working and building your own thing, you building your own following. And my last question is this: I ask everybody this: what is one piece of advice from your perspective that if somebody came up to you and said, Syclonus, how can I get into the music business? What do I need to be successful in the music business? What a piece of advice would you give anybody to trying to get into the music business today?
I would tell you to be patient, trust the process, and really stay true to yourself, because I believe, obviously, me, myself, and I, that's kind of what I created that song for, to kind of show that, you can make it. Not saying that I have made it in no way, shape, or form, but, you can achieve what you want if you stay true to yourself. It's a lot easier trying to go for a goal, being true to yourself, than trying to play somebody else. So I would definitely say, be honest with yourself, trust the process, and don't expect success tomorrow, because that's also something that I was doing. I was like, okay, let me try to record a song that is a guaranteed hit that, tomorrow everybody would be like, oh my God, Syclonus, you got the big labels, like, oh my God, this dude is so crazy. But that's not realistic. It doesn't happen like that. So yeah, like I said, trust in the process and really commit to the grind. If you're going to do it, then really put your foot on the gas and really make that your priority.
Yeah. And with that being said, my God, Syclonus, man, thank you. Where can people find you? You on Facebook, you on TikTok, you on Instagram. Where can people find Syclonus? What's up?
You can find me on Instagram. It's just Syclonus. Look up Syclonus with 3 zeros. You'll find me on Instagram. You'll find me on Facebook at the same thing. TikTok, I'm starting a TikTok, so that is to be announced. But yeah, for the most part, you'll find me on Instagram, Syclonus 3 zeros. And yeah, that's that.
You know this, man. Once again, the new single, Me, Myself, and I, streaming right here. And Soul Food. Soul Food's about to be in rotation, too. I need that MP3, Syclonus. I need that Soul Food MP3.
I got you.
You know this, man. Streaming right here, WDJC, DB, DJ Chase Radio. Once again, it's a pregame party miss podcast, a DJ Chase Radio. You know this, man. DJChaseRadio.com, DJChase.net. Get that DJ Chase Radio merch, Spotify podcast, Apple podcast, and YouTube, DJ Chase TV. And I'm out. Yeah.